And later, Dr. Conrad on tape again. This time, hours. When we come back,
Yeah.
Cottonelle asked real people about cleaning their bums.
What?
What does key level texture do? Catches all the stuff that you want to get out.
This is really nice. This one is like it goes the extra step.
Is it ugly? How does being clean feel? Just sassy.
Greasy.
Hands up. Whee!
I'm the same. Thank you very much.
Key level texture is designed to clean better. Go now. Go, come on.
One of the areas that I've been particularly interested in is the area of children.
We intend to be sure that everybody in this room and every child in this state is somebody, no matter where they're born, no matter to whom they are born. I want to make sure that every child has a chance to live up to his or her God-given potential. I've spent my life fighting for children, and I'm not stopping now.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I've always approved this message.
I was in shock when the acidity of foods and what they can do to your teeth.
Thinning of the teeth and leading to being extremely yellow would probably gross me out. My dentist recommended Pronamel. It can help protect enamel from acid erosion. My mouth feels really fresh and clean, and I'm stuck with it. I really like it. It gives me a lot of confidence. Pronamel is all about your enamel, helping to protect your enamel.
That's the good stuff. Goals.
You get used to sweaty odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Carpet Clip. Break out the Febreze and breathe happy. Tell me what you remember.
Well, it was looking at blue skies and green grass, but my eyes were itchy and watery, so I didn't get it.
The more you give me, the better we can ID.
I think there were severe features. My allergies were acting up that day. Runny nose and nasal congestion.
I think I'm seeing it now.
I can finally say thank you for helping me come to my senses with fast, powerful relief from Claritin D.
Brought to you by the Daily Air. Allergies with nasal congestion. Find fast relief behind it. With Claritin D. But past that eye, the allergy relief is stuck for me in just 30 minutes. And contains the best protein digestion. Link Claritin Clear with Claritin D.
Show the world your vow to help end domestic violence by putting the nail. You can help by donating to SaveHorizon.org, the largest victims of services agency in the country. Then pay your lead ring fingernail removal to show your support. Please join us. My family is personally devastated by domestic violence, but we have rebuilt a way of helping others. Let's put
People come to me with questions.
and to find out where
My job is to get them answers. I collect the evidence. I'll put it through. I uncover the truth. Where you going? This is what I do, and I'm damn good at it. Let's go. You want to show you? Are you sure you want to know?
For free.
Joanna's just turned in her boyfriend, 49-year-old Greg Conrad, the doctor, divorcee, with that incriminating reporting about how he would kill his ex-wife. Police are concerned for Joanna's safety.
Information that he have access to all information that he's watching. That we should have a sense.
So they arranged for her to live in a safe house. And meanwhile, Dr. Conrad's come back to an empty house. Detective Mike Rogers calls him in to question
Find out why I got
and gets right to the point.
unjealous and certain conversations with you and their homes will really kill me. I'm here to get your sense.
And Conrad is happy to spin his own yarn.
There's no teammates, you know, randomly about his wife, or Tricia doesn't seem to be favorite friends, but they're actually saying, yeah, seriously. So, giving her, you know, that's obviously a different issue. I think, I can't work on 60 hours.
And that's the Deanna surgeon who was once raking in $1.7 million a year has hit the skids.
I had some issue with my wife, ex-wife, which is going to get to Chicago in a very bad position financially. And it was social. Basically, 575 a year, yeah,
Conrad tells Rogers his ex-wife Lana cleaned him out in their divorce. Their 5 homes, retirement funds, stocks and bonds, she got them all.
my first lost everything to her.
Couple that with a gambling problem. Conrad made a startling admission. He once tried to do himself in.
Suicide. Right after I
Mexico, where Cadet played number 2, Cynthia Salazar. But a new romance wasn't enough to cure what ailed this dispirited doctor.
I used to knife. I tried to stab myself in my shirt. And I tried to stab my throat. I just got pretty bad.
Were you becoming more convinced this is a man planning to commit murder?
More convinced that we need to talk about it. I've done it all. That was that friend. Yeah.
Finally, the ever-talkative Dr. Conrad realizes it's time to collect him up. And as hours pass, the cops may have a motive, but still don't have a crime. Detective Rogers will search this humble rental home Conrad and Joanna were sharing. And in the garage, they hit pay dirt.
It's a photograph of the garage. The gun was actually located in his bag.
We found everything he said he had laid out in that house.
Prosecutor Bruce M. Green says the physical evidence is a turning point in the investigation.
He saw scrubs and he saw sweats in the area, which is what he said it was going to be. They all had them.
And what was in his ex-wife Anna's house?
She found the bullets. He said he planted in the house.
How did Anna react?
She listened to the report, read the transcript, and then discovered the bullets at her house. She was frightened.
So in your opinion, he was absolutely planning to commit murder?
I was convinced that I still that he intended to kill his wife. So I would charge him with attempted murder.
Conrad gets a lawyer, defense attorney Eric Honeyacre.
Factual faith with his own word. And I thought that I would be likely to the jury to convict him.
And to the prosecution, the case looks open and shut. A motive, a weapon, and the doctor's bone-chilling prognosis. That recording.
Not bound to die right there. That'd be the deal.
But in keeping with the spirit of this strange saga, Conrad won't stand trial because he never actually acted on his words. He decided to drop it.
And ultimately, at the end of the Saturday meeting, we couldn't get the case past the judge.
There's no question that in certain other states, he could have and would have been charged with attempted murder, and very likely convicted.
So it looks as if the would-be killer Dr. Conrad is going to get off scot-free. So why is he in jail?
It seems this is a guy who got away with a lot. Maybe he thought he could get away with it again.
When we come back, Dr. Conrad Democrat sets his sights on Johanna.
Received a phone call from a gentleman wanting to use my services to locate a former girlfriend. And I'm thinking, if you've got the contact phone number for this lady, why aren't you calling?
And puts his surgical skills to another use.
We had a call that he had to get a passport picture shot. And not only a passport pictures, we asked him for a ruler, but out his driver's license, and I had to decide to photograph the driver's license. One might guess that he's trying to find some ID someplace.
Stay with us.
My I love is finding a different angle.
My I love is season 1.
Episode.
My I love is making a story come alive.
I love is all the things we love to do with our eyes. But it's also having a chat with your eye doctor about dry eyes. Interrupt the things you love. Because if your eyes feel dry, itchy, or it could be chronic dry eye, go to myeyelove.com and feel the love.
This is Lulu, our newest dog.
Mom didn't want another dog. She says to us for
Lulu's hair just floats. Oh, help me!
check this out.
Wow. Super sweeper. And dusters.
This is what I'm talking about.
Look at that. It sticks to this, but then it sticks to Lulu.
That's your hair, Lulu.
Mom, can we have another dog? Trap and lock. Up to 4 times more dirt, dust, and hair than the store brand. Stop cleaning. Start swippering. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Prince does insurance the smart way, which saves money, like bundling home and auto coverage, which reduces red tape. We save, you save. That's home and auto insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Meet the new Artisan Mini Stand Mixer, the latest innovation from KitchenAid. 25% lighter, so it's easy to move. 20% smaller, so it's great for smaller kitchens. It uses all stand mixer attachments to make veggie noodles, pasta, burgers, and more. As powerful as the classic stand mixer, with 10 crave-worthy colors to match your style. Make the most of your kitchen space every day and ignite your culinary creativity with the new Artisan Mini Stand Mixer from KitchenAid.
If you're one, we asked our clients, what would you say to someone watching right now who is thinking about calling American Addiction Centers? Here are their candid replies.
I would say don't hesitate. Pick up the phone.
If you think somebody needs help, they like to do. I mean, so make the phone call.
I would tell them you're safe. You're safe. Call them. You're safe with them. 'Cause I have fears. I have anxieties. I'm an alcoholic. So I had to know that I was going on the road to recovery.
We know how difficult it can be to seek help for yourself or a loved one, especially when you've tried so many times before. Call now and let this place, American Addiction Centers, help.
This place is like, to me, it's like a physical, mental, spiritual reset button.
It's a place of comfort, a place that helps you detox, a place that cares.
This place changed my life.
Isn't it time you changed your life? Let American Addiction Centers help. Call now. IDs added to the month will win $1,000. You could be our lucky winner. Watch every night and day this month for a new code and a new chance to win. Go to investigationdiscovery.com/addict. FTD is a rare form of dementia that develops in midlife. It affects behavior, personality, language, movement, and the ability to judge and understand social rules. FTD steals away the person you know. FTD can progress rapidly, and there's nothing that can stop it. But there is hope. AFTD understands this rare disease and is here to help. Learn about symptoms and help us find the work that will lead to a more hopeful future.
My name is Sue Smith, and I know who killed me. It's someone who loved me. I just didn't know
All new, Wednesday at 9. Only on Investigation Discovery. Available now on iTunes.
Gregory Conrad, and he revealed the plot to murder his ex-wife. And his girlfriend reported it all.
But Indiana law says talking about committing murder isn't a crime. So then, why is Dr. Conrad in jail? Lindsay Janis picks up the story.
Miami County Jail in Peru, Indiana. The doctor's new dig.
This is him, right when you arrested him the first time,
Yes.
11 months later.
Yes.
And it's haggard. Looks like he didn't sleep in that entire 11 months.
Different lifestyle.
Dr. Greg Conrad, renowned surgeon and wealthy mountain climber, has gone from the peaks of all 7 summits to rock bottom, cuffed and shackled in an Indiana county jail, and is ready to sit down face to face with 2020.
1 second we're on this vacation in Puerto Rico talking about marriage, and then suddenly, I'm arrested for attempted murder.
But in a bizarre twist, it's not that infamous recording that landed him here. He beat that rap.
You have to show intent to do it, planning and preparation. That's the definition in Indiana, at least.
Case law in this state looks like your best friend.
Yeah.
No, instead, the story of what ultimately took the doctor from green scrubs to red prison garb is a tale all its own. But to truly understand what landed him here, you have to go back to the beginning, starting with that bitter divorce with his ex-wife, Anna.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, sure.
That make you angry?
Yeah, I was very unhappy.
And then we ask him to recall the vacation in the Caribbean, the night he and his girlfriend Joanna are tossing back lemon drops like lemonade.
Take me back to that night that Joanna reported you. How were you feeling?
We were right on the beach. It's vacation, so I was drinking a fair amount. And then I just told her about this kind of, dark fantasy that I had about killing Anna.
Because the person doing it, there's no one else that will do it.
How would you describe yourself when you drink?
Well, I don't talk about murder every time. I talked to her about it before when I was drinking. She seemed to, I don't know how you'd say, get off on it a little bit, I guess you could say.
Listening to the recording, it doesn't sound like a fantasy. It sounds like a well thought through plot and motive to kill your ex-wife.
It was a fantasy that I had, and it was a detailed fantasy, yes.
Do you know the difference between fantasy and reality?
Yes. Of course. It's a lot of it's BS, the drunken BS.
But then we asked him about this part of the tape. The part when he admits he'd actually gone to his ex-wife's house, but in the 11th hour failed.
I already drove over it twice. Yeah. Both times from that. I can smell them out. I know when things aren't going to go well.
Honestly, I know that part of the report. I never put the gun in my car and drove over there doing that. Never. No.
Why did you have that gun?
Well, I bought it for, why did you have a gun in Indiana for home protection, just to have a gun?
Where did you get it?
I bought it from some guy in a parking lot. So,
It's not where most people buy their guns.
I don't know where most people buy their guns.
The gun store? The permit?
And what about those bullets? On the recording, he said he planted them in Anna's house.
Did you plant bullets, hollow point bullets in the house?
No, I had bullets from when I bought the gun in the house, and I didn't take it with me when I left the house years ago.
And he says, with Anna having plans to move out of that house and take the kids to Chicago, he insists his plan never even had a chance.
They were no longer living in that house. So, and I couldn't get in the house to do it even if I wanted to. So,
But just because it wouldn't have worked doesn't mean you weren't planning on doing it.
well, like I said, it's a dark fantasy to talk about. I don't know how else to say it other than that.
Isn't it a terrible coincidence for you that parts of this event, there was a gun, latex gloves, a change of clothing in front of the house? How important?
Yeah, I agree. But, also I'd like to say that all that stuff is not against the law.
But Dr. Conrad made no bones about the venom he felt towards Anna.
In this recording, you say that killing your ex-wife would be justice.
When I think about the divorce, those were my last legs. She really stuck it to me. You didn't have to take every single thing.
You hated her so much, you had a plan kill her.
The plan, just to paraphrase, basically for me to sneak in the house with my kids there asleep and shoot her in the head and make it look like a suicide.
This is one wild thing. And I think confident on why they would drop her like
Why, while your kids were asleep in the house?
Well, the thought would be that if I could get in and out, that would be pretty solid proving that I wasn't there. It's an ugly recording. I'm embarrassed I did it. I said those things. It's terrible. Terrible.
You regret it.
Well, yeah, of course I regret it. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's not really why he's here. When the attempted murder charge was dropped, Conrad was released from county jail as part of a plea deal.
I thought it was reasonable at that point. I thought it was a reasonable offer.
But the offer came with one very clear condition: absolutely no contact with his ex-wife Anna and his former girlfriend Joanna. A rule Conrad would violate even for his release.
He did it for jail, and he used his children to text to try to contact me.
You thought that the man that you were madly in love with and just going on vacation with might want to kill you as well.
If he would want to do that to someone that he, what do you think he would do with me?
Once out of time,
Conrad tried to contact my ex-girlfriend 3 times after he finally got out of jail.
We hired a private investigator to look for Joanna.
That's right.
I received a phone call on a Saturday morning in August of last year from a gentleman wanting to use my services to locate a former girlfriend.
Dale Seward is the private investigator Conrad hired.
He's got a piece of paper in there with her information, and I'm thinking, if you've got the contact phone number for this lady, why aren't you calling?
But it was yet another piece of paper Seward says that really raised flags.
He'd written me a $150 check and put it in the envelope. He's got on that Conrad, and it's a $150 check. He's got a Post-it note on it that says, please don't tax till Friday.
We thought, how come a doctor can't write a check for $150?
Yeah.
The private eye quickly figured out who Conrad was and alerted the cops.
I missed her. I missed the relationship. I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to get some closure.
But Conrad wasn't done breaking the rules. With his passport confiscated, he heads over to this local Walgreens.
We had a call from a woman telling us that he had been at the passport. Now, the passport, we asked for a ruler. But I was driver's license and measured the size of the photograph of the driver's license. One might guess that he's trying to find some IDs in place.
But Conrad has one last trick up his sleeve. The doctor is on his way for an unscheduled house call.
There's nothing seriously off there. And what's the next appointment to pick him up?
A former Lafayette surgeon on the run.
We traveled through the Kansas City area, then continuing south and west through the New Mexico-Arizona border.
Stay with us.
They say the swamp don't lie, and the monsters that lurk within the waters don't want their secrets revealed. Swampers, all new Tuesday 10, only on Investigation Discovery.
Summer's winding down, but fall's just heating up. Let's rethink the yard and add some easy color. This is what fall will look like now. The Ryobi 18-volt jet fan below, just $119. Only at the Home Depot, or Save, or Do.
The honey in Honey Nut Cheerios likes to do.
I'm Chrissy Teigen. Volume has all felt horrible. I was Crispy Teigen. But now there's a way to get volume you also want to run your fingers through. Sesame's Beautiful Volume is specifically designed to work in reverse for soft, touchable volume. First, condition to soften, then use the shampoo to wash away weight. They even put a big number 1 and a number 2 so you don't get confused. Reverse, but it's not difficult. Trust me. Go ahead. Reverse your routine with Tresemme.
Digestive issues? Try Digestive Advantage. With a natural protective coating, it survives through the stomach's harsh environment 100 times better than leading probiotic. So you can enjoy living well.
All through again. Just can't wait to get all through again. All through again.
No matter which Passat you choose, you get more standard features for less than you expected. The Volkswagen Passat, starting at $22,440.
Mr. Clean gets tough from dirty riding grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean your whole house and every room that's in it. Floors, walls, all free, sometimes we clean the walls are clean.
Tokyo style ramen noodles. Fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for less than $9 a meal. Get $30 off your first delivery at blueapron.com/bill.
Nivea in-shower body lotion. After washing, apply and rinse. 24 hours of moisture with no sticky peel. Then get dressed and go. Delight your senses with in-shower cocoa butter. Available in the body lotion aisle.
This is not Napa. This is not a winery. And this is no ordinary grape. It's a cocoa grape, the super fruit that gives roaches 100% grape juice and many of the heart health benefits of red wine. That's something everyone can raise a glass to.
Colby's get you back in the swing of things. I guarantee.
3 kids were a task.
I love animals, but it's way more than that.
The boy is a beast.
Say goodbye today.
They're all have fun.
Life at Benview. New episodes, Saturdays at 10. Only on Animal Planet.
According to the people in court, this is what gay people do. No, it's not. I'm going to spend 15 years in prison for a crime that I never committed.
Southwest of Salem. Saturday, October 15th at 8, only on Investigation Discovery. Wednesday, Unholy Betrayed.
My name is Morris Blaney, banker, and I ended up married to the prettiest girl in town.
Yeah.
And then I coached a wrestling team and picked her home more too. Unlike me, some you go up more, no matter what the cost.
That's right.
Someone I know is going to kill me.
Get out.
In cold blood.
Betrayed. All new. Wednesday at 9. Only on Investigation Discovery.
Gregory Conrad has evaded me, but he has been ordered to have no contact with either his ex-wife, Joanna. Still, it didn't take long before he broke that bargain, and that's not the end, is Lindsay James.
Dr. Greg Conrad is a man on the run after violating no contact orders and purchasing photos for a passport he's not allowed to have. He's gone missing.
My prediction was he would be in Mexico in 40 days in a relationship. He surprised me. He tried 14 days. He had a wife in Mexico and a substantial amount of money poured to her prior to his arrest.
Just like she doesn't need anyone to take care of her. She got 40,000 in my money.
The disgraced surgeon was supposed to be on home detention when he recklessly cuts off his ankle monitor and leaves it on the side of the road.
A former Lafayette surgeon.
Conrad is traveling alone, and for a man who says he likes to fantasize, he didn't conjure up a very good escape plan.
They cut his bracelet off there. And when's the next point they pick him up?
I started getting information that he was around Western.
There's a Wendy's.
Conrad's debit card came at the fast food joint.
It's really easy to know, but you could track him.
And he uses his cell phone, which leaves a digital footprint.
We tracked him through Kansas City area, then continuing south and west along I-40 through the New Mexico, Arizona border.
He was then arrested tonight, just a mile outside of Flagstaff.
How long did it take you to get to Arizona?
2 days.
Another what? Half an today?
He stolen all my stuff. Twitch plates. So I threw it back and bought us the time.
And we've had for quite a while. This is what his car looked like, is that right?
Yes, it's what it was found at the scene in the traffic stop along I-40.
In his car, 40 pairs of shoes and just about everything he owned.
This would be close to his spot.
The jig is up. Conrad pleaded guilty to stalking charges and fleeing. And despite beating that attempted murder rap, he was sentenced to 10 years in state prison. He could be out in 6.
Getting a 10-year sentence for stalking, especially doing what I did, which was very benign, is pretty extreme. That's extreme.
Sounds like you're feeling sorry for yourself.
I think I was treated unfairly, yes. I think the judge and a lot of people did not forget about the attempted murder charge like we should, because it's dropped. I think that's colored the judge's determination of how much time I should have as well as the prosecutor. If it was just a stalking charge, doing what I did, I mean, you know, most people would go on probation for a year.
Prosecutor Bruce Embry disagreed.
Attempted to find are pretty petty, but he was stalking a woman, and I think that's pretty serious.
Perhaps Conrad got off easy.
I can sign up for a year.
Still think you can do hard time?
I'm actually looking forward to going to prison. It's a lot easier to do your time in prison than in jail. There's a lot more to do.
You know, write another novel.
I've thought about writing a sequel to the one I wrote already, or maybe something about my life. I don't know.
A New York Times bestseller? More like a sad commentary.
You know, my career is one of the biggest surgeons ruined. Never going to do that again.
How do you reconcile that man doing charitable work in Haiti, operating on victims there, and the man in jail right now?
What I do is I'm a doctor. I take care of people. And if I said some stupid things, then, I mean, I'm paying for it. But I think it's really like all that education, potential income. I had a series of really bad decisions that led him to another series of bad decisions. Here we are.
Is it possible we'll never know whether he intended to kill his ex-wife?
So I don't think we'll ever know anything about this thing right now. It will always be a mystery.
The fallout from Dr. Conrad's misfortune leaves a trail of broken hearts. There's that other Mrs. Conrad in Mexico. What's that all about?
Oh, the woman I met down there, we got married.
Fell in love and just got married?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're still married?
Yes. Officially, yes. Since this happened, that's been on hold. But I don't know if she's been away from me for 5 or 6 years.
And then there's Joanna, who had wedding plans of her own.
The dress I intended to wed Greg in, can you call Kendra?
What was Joanna's motivation, do you think, in reporting him?
Well, that's been a real stickler for me. That day we were talking about marriage, and then 2 days later she's on a flight back, you know, with this tape recording. I think she truly was thinking I was serious and truly thought she was doing the right thing.
How do you go to work every day and save lives and work on patients, and then at night plan to kill someone? How do you do that?
And that brings us to Anna, the ex-wife and life target of his so-called answer. She declined to talk to 20 but in perhaps the most unbelievable twist of all, Dr. Conrad confessed this.
Do you still have feelings for Anna?
Yeah, I think that's what
Would you ever want to get back together with her?
I think it'd be good for the kids, but that's never going to happen. She's let me talk to them, which is great. Definitely keeps me going.
Sounds as if the women caught in Conrad's tangled web will be entangled forever.
Do you have any message to send to anybody?
Just, you know, be safe for your girlfriends.
As of 2016, Gregory Conrad remains in prison. His earliest scheduled release date is 2022, and his no-contact order with both Anna and I'm John Quinones. Please join us next time for another on ID.
Coming up on 2020 on ID, a wild ride on a country road. Oh my God! And an 8,000-pound truck with a drunk team behind the wheel, playing chicken with other people's lives. Oh my God! There's another town over there. 4 innocent people dead.
It was carnage. Carnage and destruction.
Lives shattered.
So screaming, where's my dad?
And a man's defense for a rich kid.
Affluenza.
Affluenza. This is for Boston's.
A team with blood on his hands and money in his pockets, but not a day in jail.
I am sickened by this judge.
Up to that point, she's told him to get away with it.
But who's to blame? His parents in the hot seat.
When's the last time you recall distinctly that you've seen through those talks?
Then why is he on the run?
Search is underway for a wealthy man.
And he's not alone.
Do we believe that she had the image assisting him?
His accomplice, his own mother, caught on surveillance footage.
They even had something that was almost a proof of a going away party before they left town.
Details of the tragedy.
They ate right there in the back.
And the question on everyone's mind. It is not showered with everything except the word no. A case of affluence.
Welcome to 2020 on ID. I'm John Quinones. It was a story that grabbed headlines. A fugitive on the run. His passport and family bank accounts tracked by authorities. Hundreds of leads pouring in. But this was no career criminal. He was an 18-year-old crossing the border with his own mother. But the capture of Ethan Couch was only one bizarre chapter in a story that began 2 years earlier and thousands of miles away. It started in a place that prides itself on its beauty. But in this town, what was going on behind the closed gates of one home has been called some pretty ugly names. And as Matt Gutman first reported in 2015, it may have led to some tragic results.
Okay, I-35, 20 miles south of Fort Worth, in the line in Ferguson, Texas. A land of big houses, big trucks.
What kind of people did you? Probably just a good, average, middle class, hardworking folks. Get up every morning to the work.
It was the night before Father's Day, and Eric Boyles was spending it with his
Shelby and Holly called out and said, Eric, come here. And I want
Eric's wife and daughter were looking out onto a scary sight. A young boy driving a white SUV spun out just in front of their pedal car.
So the girls headed out the front door.
The driver of the SUV called for help while Shelby and Holly waited with her. That same night, down the road from the Boyles' house, Lucas McCollum's family was hosting a party organized by their youth pastor, Ryan Jennings.
He was one of the closest people that I had. He wasn't family. I was around him all the time.
Around 11 p.m., with the party winding down, Ryan needed to return some tables and chairs to his church. Lucas and Fred jump into the back of Ryan's white truck, and they head down the road and take them right past the Boyles' house.
I remember we saw the car right inside the room. And we decided to pull over.
It was that disabled car, along with Holly and Shelby Boyles, standing on the road with the driver.
We tried to get out of the car, and he tells us, he's like, no, y'all sit tight. I'll be back in just a minute.
With Ryan Jennings on the scene, there are now 4 people on the side of the road. Meanwhile, in a third location, just a few houses down, there's another party in progress. This one's not so innocent. The 16-year-old Ethan Couch is there with 7 friends.
They're drinking, they're having a good time. And then the young woman needs to go to the convenience store.
8 teenagers loaded in Ethan's souped-up, fire-quench-ready pickup. 6 in the cab, 2 in the flatbed, and head on down the road. Ethan guns hitting over 70 miles an hour in seconds. His truck barreling over those bystanders through the Boyles family mailbox. Chance is bringing together a crowd of people whose lives are about to violently collide.
red pickup truck packed with 8 teenagers, 2 in the flatbed, loses control and swerves into a ditch, sideswiping that disabled white SUV, then mowing down those 4 bystanders, crashing into Brian Jennings' white truck before flipping over into a tree. Eric Boyles is inside with his world changes forever.
Well, we don't live in California, we would almost think, you'd almost think you just had an earthquake. I mean, the house shook.
These photos show a maze of Ford F-150 that he turned into a weapon of mass destruction, and Brian Jennings' avoiding white Chevy tossed across the road. The bodies had been scattered both of the impact. Case McConnell was bleeding in the back of Brian Jennings down, metal crunching, glass breaking,
tires screeching. The car that we were in got hit, and we got shot across the road. They shattered. A lot of that glass was in the back of our heads.
Just seconds later, Lucas's father, Kevin, part of a caravan, coming back from that graduation party, pulls up on the scene.
I see taillights up there. I got a little closer, I see debris in the road. That's not a party, that's a wreck. The debris in the road that I saw was the chairs that we had been taken back to the church. My heart just sank. I was like, oh my God.
And as Eric Boyle rushes out the front door to where he left his wife and daughter, he immediately starts diving floating.
I was on the phone at that one point.
What is your emergency? There's a multi-car accident out in front of my house.
While Eric's on with 911, half a dozen other frantic calls come in.
Those 4 kids waiting, just and straight. You with the accident right now? Oh, right. Oh, yes. There's another child in the ditch. Oh, my God.
There aren't people out there in front of the house. It's just debris everywhere, table and chairs and car parts and everything else. I walked in the road, and the first thing I did was I found there was a male laying in the road. It wasn't moving at all.
Between the 4 people dead in the street and the 10 injured in the vehicles, the casualty count is staggering. Eric Boyles was yelling for his wife Holly and daughter Shelby.
I'm calling out Holly and Shelby was involved, and I kind of got halfway between the road and my fence. And that's when I found Holly. And when I found her, I mean, there was no doubt that she was gone. And it was a matter of, okay, so where's Shelby?
About 20 feet down the road, Eric sees a young woman, her body thrown up against the fence.
Everything told me this should be Shelby. It didn't look like Shelby. And I'm sitting there trying to process the amount of trauma the bodies went through it, and what would the impact be, and what would that do to you?
At the same time, on that same dark road, Kevin McConnell was also searching for his friend, youth pastor Brian Jennings.
On the other side of the road, I see Brian laying. I ran over there.
So you're on the ground to tend for Brian. Suddenly you hear what you think is the voice of your son.
Yes, Chuck. I just heard his voice. And it was just at that moment that I realized that Lucas had been in that truck with Brian.
Right? As we got out, we realized that it wasn't just us. There was people everywhere, and then we saw Brian.
I tried to feel for a pulse. I didn't feel a pulse. And I pulled out my phone, calling 911.
Sir, how many people are injured, do you know?
1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, you know how many.
My dad said, just hold this fence right here and just pray.
You can hear Lucas's terrified voice in the
I need to pray, okay? Oh my God. Come here.
You remember what you were praying for?
Brian's safety.
About that time, the party started.
Brian's wife, Sean, arrives on this hellish scene and realizes there's been a crash and her husband was involved.
I really thought, okay, he got hit, but he's going to be okay. And I'm thinking, God wouldn't do that to me.
But her faith is tested by what she finds farther down the road.
I saw him, and I knew that it wasn't good because I could see that Kevin was doing CPR.
And by now, Shauna's 3 children are also on the scene.
I was just crying out to God. I was like, please save my dad. And he didn't. He can't take him yet. I'm not ready.
Chris and Tia, firefighters, they got there. They were just so overwhelmed.
They would just walk down the road and, is he conscious? Are they conscious? Are they conscious?
The scene was as bad, if not worse than anything I've seen. And that's 35 years of law enforcement. Because it was a huge crash, spread over hundreds and hundreds of yards.
Tonight we're hearing the chaos in the moments after a truck full of teens
Slammed into 3 cars, 3 good Samaritans.
and a woman with a flat tire.
A chain reaction crash happened late Saturday. It's almost like watching a movie. It's like it's not happening to you, and it's just surreal, and it's not real life, but it was.
When we come back, this 16-year-old was behind the wheel of the red truck and has left the scene. Does he really think he could just walk away?
He's like, yeah, just remember my name. I'll get you out of it. He kept saying that.
Stay with us.
Stunning. But why stop at your face? Where did you come from? The window? Here, try this. Jergens Ultra Healing Moisturizer. It takes care of that dry body skin all day long. Nice. I was going to tell you last night that you were sleeping. Jergens, you're more than just a pretty face.
Summer's winding down, but fall's just heating up. Let's rethink the yard and add some easy color. This is what fall look like now. The Ryobi 18-volt jet fan blower, just $119. Only at the Home Depot. More safe, more dewy.
This is my body improved.
Proof of left joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help damage and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Surgeries including lymphoma have happened as a heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas if you've had TB, hepatitis B, and two sores. Don't start Humira if you have.
Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
Proof.
And multiplier is yours.
It's behind every release expected. It comes. You need choices? We've got all kinds, including special finishes and papers. And they're all absolutely guaranteed because you have a vision and we have your car. 500 starting just $9.99 when you wear VC500 at Vistaprint.com. Many sleep aids have pain medicine, but Sequel is different. Because why would you take a pain medicine when all you want is good sleep? Sequel, a non-habit-forming sleep aid that's not for pain, just for sleep.
From the minute.
Yeah, how's it going? Hotcakes? Hotcakes.
This place has hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So why aren't they selling hotcakes? With Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi Pro, they could be. Just add a customized message to your Wi-Fi Pro splash page, and you'll reach your customers where their eyes are already on their devices. Blur up. It's more than just Wi-Fi. We can help grow your business. You don't see that every day.
Introducing Wi-Fi Pro. Wi-Fi that helps grow your business. Comcast Business, built for business. You know what would make checking college football scores more awesome? Checking the scores live on your TV while watching your team score on the same screen. Never looking away from the game. The score is worse than that. With Xfinity X1, it's the future of awesome.
I'm fascinated by crimes that are shocking. Never underestimate what human beings do to one another. But it's nothing to lose sleep over. True that is. Saturday at 10, over the investigation discovery. Instead, opposites of finale of Dry Wolf. Ronnie believes he's investigating the typical cheating husband. I smelled this perfume in his car. And I've smelled it on him before. In an open and shut case. He's running around with this woman who makes me sick. Why is he cheat? But when he tries to document an illicit getaway, just does it okay. I can see everything inside. The other woman is someone who never expects. This doesn't add up. Dry Wolf. Season finale Tuesday at 9. Only on Investigation Discovery.
The court held Rose and Red road like a plane crash.
killed instantly. Over 100 onlookers. First responders and victims' families, like Garrett Boyles, jammed the street.
I've never been in the military. I've never experienced war, but I can appreciate what they go through.
Local news crews captured this footage. Authorities scanned through the wreckage. They needed to find the person responsible for the crash. As it turns out, police wouldn't be the first to do that. What condition was he in? He was unconscious. Corbin Clark and his mother Shauna, two neighbors heading to the scene, find a passed-out teenager in a ditch a quarter mile down the road.
I kept saying, "Hey, what's your name? What's your name?" He said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Hey, man, I'm Ethan. I can get you out of all this." I was like, I guess he thought I was involved. But he's like, "Yeah, just remember my name. I'll get you out of all this." He kept saying that.
His name, Ethan Couch, is now what everybody in Burleson remembers. Somehow, he not only survived the crash, but managed to free himself from the mangled truck and, rather than help anyone, he walked away.
The police came and they said, "We need to get you to an ambulance." Was he struggling with the officers?
He kept trying to shake them off, saying, "I don't need all this." Once he came down found the story that came together pretty quickly.
That shocking story would turn sadness into outrage. Get this, he is a 16-year-old living the life of an adult by himself just 7 doors down from Eric Boyles. Ethan was supposed to be cleaning up the place so it could be sold. Where were his parents? Our friend Danya Couch had already moved on up to this sprawling place in Fort Worth. A 7,000 square foot compound. Take a look at that glittering metal roof. You're looking at the Couch moneymaker. Fred's got a multi-million-dollar sheet metal business, and this estate is complete with guard towers, guest house, and 8 steel gates surrounding it. But the story of the crash needs to be told by Ethan's blood alcohol content. It comes back 3 times the legal limit for an adult, and that's 3 hours after the crash.
I understand 3 hours, the time he had for his body to clear alcohol out of the system. Speculation what his blood alcohol was at the time of the accident is through the roof.
As Ethan awakes in a hospital bed, the sun also rises over Burleson Meadow Road. It is fun.
And the next day, I found these packages. Where my Father's Day cards that we filled out. And my Father's Day gifts were there. Everything was gone. There was no preparation, no time to say goodbye. Yeah.
Tarrant County has suffered a terrible loss, but following days, support from the community would be overwhelming.
I'm gonna make my dad in front.
The memorial local Pastor Brian Jennings draws so many mourners it has to be streamed online. Meanwhile, investigators continue to piece together the events of that fateful night, sifting through wreckage that spans nearly a city block. The day after the incident, just 7 doors down, officers pay a visit to Ethan's house in Burleson. No one is home, but a trash bin filled with cans and bottles right outside paints a vivid picture of the previous night's activities. But not only was he drunk, but there were traces of THC, Valium, and some other drugs.
Right, which, according to our toxicologists, were bad enough on their own, but you combine those with alcohol, just a recipe for disaster.
Richard Alper is an assistant district attorney who came onto the case just a day after the crash.
The first thing we started doing was bringing those witnesses in and talking to them.
We please state your name. Garrett Ballard.
Star.
Garrett Ballard, Ethan's best friend since grade school, and Star T, the former and brief love interest, were 2 of the teens in Ethan's red truck back. These are never before seen deposition hits from a civil lawsuit resulting from the crash. Star says Ethan, Garrett, and another boy started drinking around 6 p.m. the night of the crash.
So they start drinking, taking some shots, and then they decide to go pick up some friends. On the way back, they decide we want to get some beer. So there's already alcohol in the house, and he clearly has money, but they decide it'd be more fun to steal the beer.
The Walmart. I want to grab the beer.
This is surveillance video from that Walmart. Sure enough,
there's Garrett Ballard and 4 other teenagers.
We want those fired and see. Because they wouldn't people and other files motivation they actually ran out the exit door.
The teens head back to Ethan's empty house, and the drinking continues. Not just beer, but shots of 190 proof grain alcohol all everywhere.
And then the young woman needs to go to the convenience store. But even the other ones who've been drinking, even after lets him drink, and they try to talk him out. And he would have none of it. Just made him angry.
With that, all 8 teenagers hide in the trunk. When Ethan couched behind the wheel, right away, things start breaking bad.
He was on there, and immediately going so fast that his stars have to slow down. So his response is, well, I'm just driving home now. So you start to play chicken with the car in front of
Seeing something on the road.
The vehicle was going about 68 miles per hour, and he never pumped the brakes. No brakes. Never touched the brakes. No evidence of braking. You know, your brain, when you're that intoxicated, doesn't work the way it should.
At that point, I thought Ethan was dead. So I freaked out. And I got like a higher up the building and I walked out and just took off.
But the consequences of this accident would be as easy. Not with this prosecutor, determined.
No, Ethan's life is salvageable. And quite frankly, I don't care.
But Ethan's parents believe his life can be salvaged. And for them, apparently, money is no object. And a month after the crash, Ethan is sent to swing in Fort Beach, California, for rehab.
Ethan was at a spa-like treatment center in California.
Welcome to Newport Academy. Its promotional video shows sunset, mountain fire, equine therapy, and yoga are parts of the program. Rehab that cost his dad nearly $100,000.
We're talking about him living in luxury even while being treated.
Ethan's parents, meanwhile, were trying to figure out how to keep their kid out of prison. They quickly assembled the best criminal defense team money could buy, and what a memorable defense it turned out to be.
When was the first seeing Ethan Couch? That was about 2 hours after we got him in the hospital.
They see Dr. Dave Miller in another deposition video. Now, he's a prominent psychologist hired as part of that powerhouse legal team.
Well, I think Ethan Couch is suffering from adjustment reaction to adolescence, I would say.
Where Dr. Miller was learning in this meeting was when Ethan had come to shape this story. That throughout his young life, Ethan's parents showered him with everything except responsible parenting.
Ethan learned you should be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
I think that was the message generally.
Before too long, we realized that we weren't dealing with him.
More typical parents. The Couches definitely had plenty of coin, and for Ethan, that meant every day was Christmas. Nintendo's and jet skis and a kid. Later, he tricked down the truck with his own credit card.
Instead of the golden rule, he was taught that we have the gold, we make the rules and count us.
That's it.
And for Ethan, there weren't many rules, even when it came to driving, which his parents let him do at just 13. By 15, he was starring in his own version of Home Alone, and that 1,000 square foot ranch house he frequently stayed at just down the street from the Boyles family. These pictures from the website Zillow show a wet barn with a den and a swimming pool in the back. And if his parents weren't around, it sure seemed that alcohol was.
From the friends we talked to, the one thing they were very clear on was that Ethan was a stranger to alcohol.
One night we went through a 30 minute just between us, roughly 15 years pace.
Ethan's buddy, Gary, and we see him drive truck on at least 8 different occasions. There was history.
There absolutely was history. There was history and warning after warning that this was going to happen.
Prosecutor Albert, enough was enough. It was time for Ethan and it was down.
After that one line, she's told him, we get away with it. we're going to make sure we didn't get away with this.
And he charged Ethan with everything he could, including all counts of intoxication manslaughter. Albert wanted the little rich kid to do some big boy time.
We only pulled and asked for 20 years.
He looked into court with selfie swagger on Facebook. They couldn't believe it. But it turned out, in no trial, Ethan Couch admitted guilt, and the proceedings moved directly to a sentencing hearing.
He really didn't look at anybody. He just kind of sat there and basically stared off in space.
And now we come to the key moment in this case. While recommending treatment over incarceration, Dr. Miller drops a curious term, which goes off like a bomb. Affluenza.
He got up there and he talked about the fact that the reason for this crime was he was a child of privilege. His parents didn't say no to him.
When you heard it,
what did you think? I smiled. I mean, it was ridiculous.
I looked at my mom, she kind of gave the look. It seemed like a made up word.
We all agree he inherited parents. But at some point, offering up that because it was crazy what he did, he didn't know the difference in right and wrong. So just kind of blew our mind.
And they were in for an even bigger shock. Judge Gene Boyd announced her ruling. Ethan Couch was sentenced to 10 years of probation and time in rehab facility. 4 dead, 9 injured, and not a single day of life bonus. WFA reporter Jim Douglas scored the case. What was the reaction?
Balkan mainly aimed at Judge Jean Boyd, long-time juvenile court judge here. She really never even got through with her sentencing. The place kind of lit up, and the bailiffs escorted her out. I felt like the judge spit in my face.
The media rushed to get a shot of the boy trying affluenza.
To me, it's but he always seems to keep Ethan out of trouble.
Ethan's lawyer had a different take.
Judge Boyd had courage to issue a sentence that's going to give Ethan Couch a chance.
Now, in a law and order state like Texas, it's not uncommon for juvenile to get rehab instead of hard time. Still, the affluenza defense and judge's sentence with the national media on fire.
Burlington, Texas, small people outraged and shot in the late seconds in the deadly drunk driving case.
Affluenza children's were dead. Judge Gene Boyd said the teen wouldn't get the therapy he needed in jail. I am sickened by this judge.
People who wanted this judge's head, they just felt like there had never been consequences in this kid's life, and one, for example, no consequences.
Judge Boyd wasn't the only one in all these crosshairs. So was Dr. Miller, who took to CNN to defend himself.
This kid will have about an 80% chance of becoming a full functioning citizen. If he goes to the jail, he has about a 10% chance. He killed 4 people. I really don't think that. I wish I hadn't used that term. Everyone seems to have hooked onto it.
What he didn't anticipate was that the BS of what his opinion was going to hit the winds, and he was going to get the reaction he got, which he deserved to get.
So many people were now asking, would you think Couch's affluence actually buy him a slap on the wrist? Maybe and maybe not. Because for one family, the case was far from over.
Not so fast. This is not the end of this.
They were about to force the Couches into the hot seat to answer tough questions under oath.
When's the last time you recall disciplining Ethan for anything?
You're going to want to hear this. Stay with us.
Little Caesars, home of the $5 Hollywood Classic, is driving your taste buds crazy with our new loaded Crazy Bread bites for just $4. We start with our world-famous Crazy Bread, cut into delicious bite-sized pieces. Then we amp up the full mozzarella and monster cheese and tasty applewood bacon. All based, try our loaded Crazy Bread bite. It's for just $4 only at Little Caesars. That has been on this cushion for generations.
All right, kiddos, everybody off the back now. Get it to the ottoman.
I like to watch them clean, but they'll never get me on the mattress.
Finally, there's a disinfectant mist designed for sofas, mattresses, and more. Introducing new Lysol Max Cover. Its innovative cap has a 2 times wider spray that kills 99.9% of bacteria. Max Cover is another great way to Lysol that.
Out you go. Out you go. Out you go.
For every step, every stride, every start. Begin strong with the lasting energy 100% whole grain Quaker Oats. And off you go. Great! Another wedding! Kind of a bridesmaid in 3. Yeah, it's okay. I joined 14 online dating sites.
14? Is one of them eHarmony?
Question.
Beth, do you want faster or forever? eHarmony.com takes the time to find you that perfect someone.
Another invite. Oh, here's the dress.
eHarmony.com. Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today. Did your girlfriend ever kick you out of your house? Just because she checked the history of your browser? Well, Trivago always has a good tough close by. With Wi-Fi. Hotel, Trivago.
But Grandma, we use Charmin Ultrasoft, so we don't have to watt to get food.
Charmin Ultrasoft gets you clean without the wasteful wadding. It has comfort cushions you can see. Better, softer, and more absorbent. And you can use up to 4 times less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Can't get enough ID? Then ID Go is what you've been waiting for. There's no place I'd rather be. I want it, and I want it right away.
This was the piece of the puzzle.
With ID Go, your favorite shows are wherever you are. Well, you're going to see something you've probably never seen before. So what are you waiting for? Download the ID Go app and start watching your favorite shows anytime, anywhere, on any device. Free with your TV subscription.
Allegations were made that 4 young women had gang raped 2 little girls.
I never did anything besides take care of those children.
According to the people in court, this is what gay people do. No, it's not.
The modern version of the witchcraft trials.
I'm going to spend 15 years in prison for a crime that I never committed.
ID Films presents Southwest of Salem, Saturday, October 15th at 8, only on Investigation Discovery.
My name is Sue Smith, and I have a secret. I know who killed me. It's someone who loved me. Someone who wanted me. I just didn't know they wanted dead.
Detroit Raid, all new. Wednesday at 9, only on Investigation Discovery.
6 months after a drunk driving crash killed 4 people and injured 9, 16-year-old Ethan Couch has been sentenced to rehab and 10 years probation. His defense? A psychologist hired by the family said Ethan suffered from affluenza. That argument might have saved Ethan from jail time, but his troubles aren't over. Once again, here's Matt Dutton.
If Ethan Couch's affliction was excessive, well, the victim's families were eager to provide remedies. 5 of the families involved in the fatal crash brought civil lawsuits against the Couches and their family sheep metal business. While Ethan was spending 8 months in a state-run rehab getting well, the Couches settled those suits without admitting any wrongdoing.
Apologize in any shape or form.
But one family announces they're coming home. The McCulloughs, remember, down the road from Ethan's old Foods pitch pad, and Lucas was injured in the crash. Now they are determined to have their game won.
That's right. Not so fast. This is not the end of this.
So when your parents told you that they decided to go through with the actual court case, what did you tell them?
I was ready for that.
A lot of people were ready to hear something they've never heard before. The boy and his parents at the center of this story.
Steve, tell us your name, please.
Ethan Couch.
What's your name, please?
Tanya Couch.
Please state your name.
Frederick Anthony Couch.
It felt the lawyers Greg Coots and
Todd Clement to extract the peculiar family history that shaped young Ethan's life.
His parents seem like, regular old Texas parents in some ways.
There's nothing regular about the Couches.
Fred Couch, a rags to riches millionaire, has his own history with the law. And get a load of what he allegedly said during a 1992 stop for, you got it, a DUI.
Did you tell the arresting officer I'll make more in a day?
Probably. Fred and Tanya had an on-again, off-again marriage. Second, both. The kind of fractured family life which might require extra care for an older child entering adolescence. Instead, these lawyers say the Couches let Ethan fast forward into adulthood.
People don't allow their kids to drive at 13.
You understood if he was, at any time he was under 16, he was never to be driving by himself.
Yes.
Nevertheless, you allowed that behavior to happen, correct?
Yes.
I just got asking about wanted to. Eventually, I started letting me drive, like the corner store by myself.
And then that progressed to school.
Yes.
Fred Couch admitted allowing Ethan to drive, but both parents say they didn't know about his regular drinking.
Have you ever seen Ethan drink as we sit here today?
I don't remember ever seeing him.
Maybe not, but she definitely saw him drunk. Just 4 months before the fatal crash, 13-year-old Ethan was stopped by police at 1 a.m. for leaving himself in a parking lot.
Fort Worth officer comes upon him. He's taking a pee outside of a truck. There's a half-naked 14-year-old girl passed out drunk in the car. And this 15-year-old kid is just mouthing off to his officer. There's a profanity. His mother shows up, starts talking to him, but she clearly knew he was out there.
Did you ask him where he got the alcohol, the vodka that was in the trunk?
No, I should have, but I did not.
Why didn't you ask to stop it from happening?
I think no.
These were old enough to drive was violating as many as 5 laws that night.
5 violations.
Well, not quite nothing. Tanya does admit to concocting a story with Ethan to keep her husband in the dark about the more criminal details.
I wasn't sure how he would react, so I didn't tell him the truth.
Until we came to this team, at the Dollar General.
What action did you take?
Ethan walked back and forth to work for a month.
Oh, really?
Do you remember any occasion where your dad punished you by making you walk to work?
No. I don't remember ever having to walk to work.
Ethan was required to complete an alcohol awareness course and 8 hours of community service within 90 days. Guess what? It didn't happen.
We didn't do the community service.
You understood, did you not, that he was likely to continue drinking and driving if there weren't consequences?
I should have known that, yes. I really do think that that would happen again.
But her own daughter, Christy, Ethan's half sister, warned her that, yes, it could.
I just told her that I was nervous that he might be drinking, being at that house by himself, under no supervision.
How long prior to the crash was that told to her by the week?
And that same week, Ethan's friend, Star T, says Tanya witnessed Ethan in the house with an open beer.
Do you know for a fact whether Tanya saw y'all in the beer city?
Excuse me.
Tanya wanted to come in and say, I was following rules of drinking and driving. But then when you say, what you do to enforce that, there was just nothing.
Zero. Do you recall ever disciplining Ethan for anything?
Sometimes I would take little things away from him and just discuss the problems.
When's the last time you recall disciplining Ethan for anything?
I don't remember.
Of course, it's hard to discipline a kid when he isn't always under the same roof. Remember, the Couches letting Ethan play grown-up by himself before it was announced.
In your mind, it was okay to let a 16-year-old kid stay at the Burleson house by himself without anyone present, correct?
That 16-year-old kid, out of the position of the people, he seemed pretty responsible.
Was wrong with alcohol. on the first location. Not always, most of the time. Most of the time, yes. If there's alcohol, most of the time it's drugs as well. Yes.
You betcha. We've been rattled off a list of drugs shocking for anyone, much less a 16-year-old.
Taking Valium, hydrocodone, marijuana, cocaine, Xanax, vitamins. I tried ecstasy once. Pretty sure that was it.
Which brings us back to that deadly June night.
And what would you want? Sure. A couple people out there drink. He was with your mom the night of this crash. Yes. She was sending a text. Don't drink it. I'm drinking that.
She was asking me, she really wasn't drinking. She said, we just don't drink and drive.
That was certainly thoughtful, but by now Ethan had years of experience blowing off the rules without facing consequences. Why should tonight be any different?
Do you remember a point out of the drive? Not really, Alec. The picture in my head was turning out of the driveway. What's the next thing you recall? Waking up, handcuffed to the hospital bed.
And after all this, Ethan's father actually distances himself from the affluence and events he paid for.
I don't even know that I believe that what we did is real.
16-year-old Ethan, and despite all the terrible media coverage,
Dirty Blaine over coddling by his wealthy parents. His parents maybe need to do a little talking as well.
The being bred the worst parents ever, Fred defends his family.
I don't think you're permanently dysfunctional. Did you teach Ethan that wealth bought privilege? I don't believe that I ever intentionally tried to teach him that. Did you teach Ethan that indeed because your family was wealthy that the rules didn't apply to you? Never.
The McConnells are eager for a civil jury to hear every word of this testimony.
I feel like it needs to be done, because I haven't seen the punishment.
But the couches are as determined to the other courtroom as they are to afford you to stay with us.
More seat. More seat. More love. Now get more choices at McDonald's all-day breakfast meal.
Josh, don't you have friends coming over?
Yeah, so?
Stinks in here. You gotta wash this whole room.
Are you kidding? Wash it?
Let's wash it with Febreze.
For all the things you can't wash, use Febreze fabric refreshener.
What?
Hey, this is Walker. Hey, it smells nice in here.
And dry, pluggable Febreze with up to 4 times the freshness in one refill. Pluggable Febreze and fabric refresher. 2 more ways to breathe happy.
I need more yoga class.
Oh, God, this is so long.
Well, I'm not super into yoga, but yeah, just the place. Just leave it up.
No matter what you need or when you need it, check Yelp first.
What are you doing right now?
Getting a cake. Oh,
I don't see pickups. It's like awful. It feels like I'm not actually picking it up. What's that make mommy do?
What's that?
was there what?
Wow. Now I feel more like making a mess as part of growing up.
Only new wet jet pads have absorbed and locked to soak up messes and lock them away. Stop cleaning. Start sweeping.
Further, an important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. The annual enrollment period is now open. Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you. No cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. You can talk to us over the phone or meet with a local licensed representative in person. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? In the past 3 years alone, Health Markets Insurance Agency has enrolled Americans in more than 1.1 million insurance policies.
put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call 1-800-326-2568 without cost or obligation. That's 1-800-326-2568. 1-800-326-2568.
Hey, ghosts scaring people to death. Who believes it?
Sometimes those stories are all just like me.
There's no Saturday at 2.
Is so sweet, and I know
The families of the victim betrayed only one.
Allegheny had gang raped 2 little girls.
I never did anything besides take care of those children.
According to the people in court, this is what gay people do. No, it's not.
The modern version of the witchcraft trials.
I'm going to spend 15 years in prison for a crime that I never committed.
ID Films presents Southwest of Salem, Saturday, October 15th at 8, only on Investigation Discovery.
A secret. This is my shock.
She'll never leave. Right. I'll explain.
My pain.
No, wait. Secrets, all new series premieres Tuesday, October 25th at 10, only on Investigation Discovery.
Two and a half years after a truck driven by Ethan Couch plowed into 4 people on this road, the search for justice is still an exercise in frustration for everyone involved.
What would justice have looked like to you? Justice would have been the system doing something to Ethan that life had done to him at that point, which is hold him accountable.
As the one remaining civil case, the one brought by the McConnell family, worked its way through the courts, the judge from the criminal case decided to call it quits. Gene Boyd, the judge who handed down that controversial sentence, retired in 2014, foregoing a run for re-election. She declined our request for comment.
Her career in the public mind will always be defined by this case.
Fact, thousands of cases, but Affluence is the one people will remember.
Yes.
We went to Texas to track Ethan down ourselves, but it was no easy task. We checked out the fancy Fort Worth house, no answer there. Anybody home? So we went to the family business where they were working. We've been staking out Ethan and Fred's business, which is right across the way, for about a week now. But they're not like regular people. They don't come to work at regular hours. They don't keep regular hours, so it's been really hard finding them. When that still gets split open and Ethan finally emerged, he clearly wasn't looking tough. You know, answer a couple questions? But if you take a closer look, that's him, right there. The good news, he was not driving at the time abiding by at least that part of his probation. And just as the trial in the McConnell case is about to begin, another stroke of good fortune for Ethan. Lucas and his parents have had a change of heart, settling instead of moving forward with the trial.
The last time that we met, you were very serious about taking this all away. What happened?
I think we've succeeded, at least a little bit. I've never thought of that.
People profoundly dysfunctional.
By showing the world those deposition videos, McConnell believe they're showing the Couches who they really are.
By you guys coming here and focusing attention on this, this has made it where we've achieved our goals of, letting the world hear about this story.
But as it turns out, the story is far from over. Ethan found himself in a whole new world of trouble. With this undated video appearing to show him partying near a beer pong table surfaced on Twitter.
I found it on Twitter and saved it and reposted it.
21-year-old Hannah Hardy wasn't at the party, but an acquaintance of hers was, and claimed the gleeful blonde is indeed Ethan Couch.
It just was making me mad that they weren't taking any of this seriously, and after seeing the interviews with the victims' families and stuff, it really gets to me.
I think that was the trigger that changing one in which that video surfaced.
8 days after that video goes viral, Ethan misses a regular check-in with his probation officer, and he and his mother Tanya, now no longer married to Fred, skip town.
We've had a very cooperative effort of all law enforcement in looking for Ethan Couch and now also his mother, Tanya Couch.
A warrant is issued for Ethan's arrest. The sheriff turns to the public for help, releasing pictures of Tanya Couch's black truck.
We encourage the public to continue to watch for them, to look for them, to look for this vehicle, call your local law enforcement.
With the U.S. Marshal and the FBI now joining the international Tanya Couch begins to mount.
We're not going to quit looking for them, but the longer he's gone, the worse it's going to be.
The search is on.
And the whole country seems to be asking, where in the world are Ethan and Tanya Couch?
The hunt for Ethan Couch and his mother. Oh, absolutely not. Where are they going to live? Like Ethan Couch can make a living in Mexico?
Stay with us.
People come to me with questions.
I need to find out where he is.
My job is to get him answers.
What are you doing here?
I collect the evidence.
Wow, what an embrace.
I uncover the truth. What are you doing?
I can't stay here. They kill me.
This is what I do, and I'm damn good at it. Guys, leave it. Let's go. I'm not gonna lose him. Let's go. The question is, are you sure you want to know?
Drop roll. All new Tuesday at 9. Only on Investigation Discovery.
Fall. It's not just the end of summer. At the Home Depot, it's the start of something new. A chance to rethink the backyard and take the party outside. The fall color always loved. It's as easy as drop and decorate. Move over summer. We have a new favorite season. This is what fall can look like now. Get the powerful Ryobi 18-volt jet fan blower, now just $119. Only at the Home Depot. More safe, more doing.
Writers by Lee bounce back denim. Stretch that keeps its shape and flatters yours, no matter how you move. People are both soft and strong, which is why our products are too. Angel Soft.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of left joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened as of blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
Humira. What's your body of proof?
The secrets of lies Purveyor hasn't ever been asked you. Did he or didn't he? They haven't found anything to prove I killed my wife, and the second season is even better than the first.
Who the hell was blackmailing you and why?
New Secrets of Lies tonight on ABC.
Hey, T, I know we're tied on time, but I really need a sick day tomorrow.
Moms don't take sick days. Moms take NyQuil Severe. A nighttime sniff under cold medicine.
My parents live in India. When they come for 3 weeks. In our apartment, they slept on our couch and it was okay. But they're getting older and I wanted them to have a space for themselves. Every time I come home, I'm just like, wow, this there couldn't have been a better home for us.
Whatever home means to you, we'll help you find it. Zilla.
People always ask me what's the hottest thing on board show. The only one that has sight is full of hot 16s. The only one that addresses social issues affecting our community. Fashion, dance, visual. I'm your host, DJ Khaled. Get ready for the Toy Tuesday, October 4, 8
Secret, but it's no secret that they hurt. The Quick Care Expert Spray now turn your heel
and feeling good. New Gel Active. Get one for every shoe in your closet. From AmaPay. Love every step. Now you can try AmaPay Gel Active for free. Go to amapay.com for more details.
The first 3 years were a task. I love animals, but it's way more than that. The 4 is a beast.
Save the life today.
Life at Betview. New episodes, Saturdays at 10. Only on Animal Planet.
A secret. My shock.
Explain it. My pain. No, wait. Everything Secrets. All new series premieres Tuesday, October 25th at 10. Only on Investigation Discovery.
Texas teenager who killed 4 people in case made national headlines.
The actual investigation, and that's not underway right now.
A week after a video of Ethan Couch surfaced on Twitter raising questions about whether it violated probation, the infamous Texas teen has disappeared.
Mother and son apparently on the run together.
The manhunt for 18-year-old Ethan Couch is intensifying, jumping his probation and setting off an international manhunt. The U.S. Marshals and FBI crossing the border to track him down. Authorities finally catch up with him here, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The resort town may be known for its beautiful beaches, but it's in this pretty $80 a month apartment building where Ethan and Tanya Couch's Mexican vacation comes to an abrupt end. A neighbor snapping this photo of Ethan not and being let out by authorities. So different from the blonde kid who Hamilton had courted just 2 years earlier. Ethan and Tanya had been on the run for 3 weeks, absconding to Mexico in a private truck.
They probably drove that to the border and then crossed over the border.
And get this, according to Sheriff Anderson, before taking off, they took some time for their minds.
They even had something that was almost akin to a going away party before they left town.
While on the run in Puerto Vallarta, eating at this local restaurant. So they ate right there in the back. And here's Tanya on surveillance video, tank top chatting up a butcher at a nearby store. 2 days later, there's Ethan in that same shop, previously talking to a worker while buying chicken nuggets, leaving with that wave. Just 2 hours later, Ethan and his mom would be detained. Their downfall? Authorities say they called for a Domino's pizza delivery. Instead of piping hot pie, though, it was a Mexican officer who showed up. Shipped back to the U.S., Tanya was charged with hindering the apprehension of a felon. Her bail set at $1 million.
That is a third-degree felony in Texas and carries a range of punishment of 2 to 10 years in the penitentiary. I think she deserves to be incarcerated.
Tanya Couch's attorney released a statement saying impartial. While the public may not like what she did, Tanya did not violate any law. As for Ethan, he was brought back to Texas in handcuffs to be held in juvenile detention as a flight risk. But when he turns 19, his case will be moved to adult court, where breaks probation again. The consequences will be much higher.
He could be looking at 10 years on each death, which is a potential of 40.
Meanwhile, Eric Boyle lost his wife and daughter in Ethan's drunken crash. Is still in that same house. Why stay this?
Actually, people may not understand this, but there's probably a little bit of same family and friends.
They're the only thing that gets you through.
As for Shauna Jennings, the widower of Pastor Brian Jennings, her biggest voice towards forgiveness.
It's a daily decision to forgive.
Because it's so easy to hate, isn't
It is. But that doesn't do anything except punish you. I can't live my life bitter or angry.
In April 2016, Ethan Couch's case was officially moved to an adult court.
and for the first time in jail cells in the deaths of the four victims. 180 days each, a total of almost 2 years. As for Ethan's mother, Tanya, her bail was later lowered to $75,000. She was formally indicted for murder in helping authorities. She has pled not guilty. It is a waiting. I'm John Quinones. Please join us next time for another edition of 2020 on ID. Coming up on 2020 on ID, a movie filming on location, and a new member doing the job she loves.
She always wanted to be around. She wanted to do bigger things, work on features, and get her name out there.
The scene is set out to take place across. Then, 37 railroad cars barreling down and no time to stop.
Can't bear it.
The crews scrambling for their time too late. A director who had to get the shot. A camera assistant that does nothing but train. And Brad Paisley and Kimberly Williams offering emotional support.
But what if it's not? And I have a chance to help. It's
But it's a lot. And who is she?
this person was crazy.
And how many other celebrities were targeted? That's out. Photos with GPS tags, a trip down a long hallway, and a confession of catfish. Welcome to 2020 on ID. I'm John Quinones. The entertainment industry has always been marked by ambition and longing, filled with those yearning part of it and those driven to make their mark. Coming up, two stories of people who would lead them into the grip of the law. First, a director who wanted a perfect shape, but as Chris Hemley, he first told us in 2015, a decision he made would come with a very heavy price and cost one crew member her life.
Along the muddy waters of Georgia's Altamaha River grow Spanish moss and cypress trees. Standing among them is this century-old trade trestle, where, on February 20th, 2014, the movie's first scene would quickly turn into a place of real-life home.
It kept saying over and over.
Captured on this 17-second video, members of the force running for their llamas. On this young woman, filled with all but unimaginable faith, knew the job. She was Sarah Jones, raised in South Carolina without showbiz connections. She earned her film first stripes during an internship in Charleston on Army Line. Parents Richard and Elizabeth Ferment. Why do you think she was drawn?
It's a challenge, that's that thing. I think it, for the most part, it's made it work. I think that's a little bit of a challenge to that.
Sarah Jones would become a camera assistant, unlike the camera would see before a scene began. For multiple years on the Vampire Diaries, guy doesn't know her name, such stars as Eva Dobrev and Ian Somerhalder knew Sarah well.
Sarah, the first time I saw her, she was literally right in front of my face. I was doing the slate. You couldn't help but notice Sarah Jones. She always wanted to be around her.
She always had a smile on her face, and it was just the uber professional.
Even on the vacation she loved, Sarah Jones liked setting up her shots just so.
She always was up for anything. She wanted to do bigger things, go to new countries, work on features, get her name out there.
Sarah took her own fateful path, taking a camera assistant big face out of Savannah in the movie Midnight Run. based on a memoir by Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers, starring Oscar winner William Hurt. Midnight Rider would be an independent film, written, produced, and directed by this man, Randall Miller, Sarah H. to me, and it is told by him. She was a little bit surprised that some of the people did not have the level of expertise that she expected. On February 20, 2014, casting crew drove to this location in Dr. Town. On those arriving with Sarah and hairstylist Joyce Healy.
I was told that it wasn't actual photography. Actual thing was supposed to start shooting was going to be that Monday.
Well, let's say not. We realized Randall Miller wanted to shoot a full scene, a dream sequence, in which Greg Allman, from his hospital bed, sees his late brother, guitarist Wayne Allman, across the bridge. Shooting began on the side of the tracks. Then, after two trains passed by, it came time to set up for the day's money show. 30 feet above the water.
According to one of my witnesses, Randall Miller said he looked at that tracks after the two trains had come by. Top of the bed, laying across the track, running with the track off the line.
Bo Giannakopoulos, the photographer on the set, calls that it was the star who dared to ask the most important question.
There was concern from William, and he did voice that concern. He asked if another train came, how much time do we have to get off the track? We would have approximately 60 seconds.
I was more or less 60 seconds to get off the track, and I started playing. I'm mad at myself because I didn't.
There was no onset then. There were no railroad officials present. Two takes of the scene were in the can. Then, just before 4:30 p.m.
That's when we yelled that there was a train coming. And there was a sort of a pause.
And I saw the train. Really started running.
CSX train freight car barreling down the
and riding the train at second to figure out which was going to.
Cast and crew had to run toward the oncoming train along this narrow pathway to save their lives. This extraordinary video captures the scream of the fast approaching train's forward. Another frantically trying to yank the hospital bed off the track. To see it fall apart.
It seemed to be so far away, and then all of a sudden it's like, we almost like an explosion.
And I realized that I could not get to the plane, and when I ran to the side and held on to the iron girl, and I prayed, I didn't think it. The pressure from the wind from the train was so strong, and holding on to the girl,
The train struck Joyce Hilliard's left arm, and crashing into the hospital bed. Joyce closed her arm.
Thought about dying. And my family getting that call.
The train's impact had snapped the bone in Joyce's left arm. Blood poured from the wound. Joyce opened her eyes once more.
Sarah was the first to respond. She was lying on the side of the track and you didn't know it was her.
I was taken from her friend. I said, Sarah's no longer here. I said, what do you mean? You mean as a dead? She said, yes, ma'am.
Tipped you up. Took a minute. Very hard.
Sarah Jones was 27 years old. Hours later, the phone rang again. It was the director of Midnight Rider.
Carlos said that he was very upset.
There's crime.
Goodbye had Randall Miller held on this through the shoot on live trend. Sarah Jones's parents, NTV's demand answers. He got forbidden.
Track.
Stay with us.
At IKEA, we believe that everything from your lamp to your couch should work as hard as you do. That great living is something everyone can afford. That you can sacrifice everything but a good night's sleep. And we believe your furniture should last happily ever after. Make the dream yours with IKEA.
Real cheese people know how to pack uber flavor into ultra thin. Sargento ultra thin slices. The same taste, just thinner, and 45 calories a slice. That's 45 reasons to layer, fold, mix, batch, bake, stack, steep, heat, tease, toss, flight, fluff. Because real cheese people wipe the pen, hold the sacrifice, no compromise. Sargento ultra thin slices. We're real cheese people.
The Home Depot is pouring more into paint. Now we have paint that won't fade, or scuff, or stain. We have dirt resistance. We have one coat coverage. One coat coverage. Yeah, that big. Our paints are smart. They're not the paints you used to use. This is the next generation of paint. It's only at the Home Depot. Best paints, best brands, now even lower prices. The Home Depot, more safe, more doable.
The guy was a legend on the field. He poured everything he had into this game. Gotta wonder what he's doing on game day. Gosh. Okay, children. Oh, cupcakes? Better game days call for better pizza.
Now get two medium, two topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Try our new cinnamon cool hearts for just $6.
Better ingredients.
Better pizza.
Papa John's. You get used to sweaty odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Car Vent Clip. Break out the Febreze and breathe happy.
Oh, here comes Nancy. Wow, she's sure making a splash in that designer dress. And everyone's fabulous formula. Do not splash. You can wear anything and work. And her wear won't just dazzling. Clorox splashes clean fun by Crystal.
This is gonna be so much fun.
Awesome.
It just keeps getting better.
It's gonna be huge.
Hold on real tight.
The whole neighborhood's pretty excited about this.
In Los Angeles, police revealing a 6-month pilot program using the tool to help reduce burglaries in one neighborhood by more than 50%.
Tiger Odds in Los Angeles. It was with the idea of reducing crime in neighborhoods. Now we're actually rolling this out in the world.
ID's panic of the month will win $1,000. You could be our lucky winner. Watch every night of this month for a big chunk and a big chance to win. Go to investigationdiscovery.com/addict.
Everyone believes his story.
Ground floor, please.
Bye.